Hi and welcome back. Today I have another mixed media art journal spread for you. I shared something similar a while ago and I really enjoy these pages. They are a lot of fun, I think, and they are also great to explore different color palettes. I'm starting with a Neocolor crayon and I'm scribbling all over my page. I try to mix between the shapes and the thickness of the lines. I'm working in a A5 spiral bound sketchbook from Arteza. It's their Watercolor Expert series. I really like the paper for mixed media, and it's also great that it's easy to tear out the pages, so in case I like something very much and I want to scan it or I want to frame it, then it's easy to get that out of this journal. Here you see how I do my color mixing. During the last weeks, I always picked 3 colors and then started experimenting with them in which way I can mix them. I always added also white to those colors, and it is a really fun practice because you learn so much about color, and you also can explore super new palettes that are brand new to you and to your art, and you maybe like them but you have never thought about them. I always use a piece of copy paper to mix my paints, and these papers usually turn out very pretty and are great for collages. So I always use a new paper when one is completely covered up, and I am saving all those leftover papers. It's not the first time that I'm using these 3 colors. I have explored them in my color journal or color sketchbook. I have one for watercolors and another one, a bigger one, for acrylics. And I know that I love how they work together, and so that's the reason why I picked them. I don't have in mind which colors I have been using here, but I will look for it in my sketchbook and then I will write the names in the video description. These kind of abstract pages usually turn out pretty ugly in the beginning. I always feel that it doesn't look good, but when I work on them and when I keep on adding layers and layers, then usually the page turns into another direction, and I really like how they are turning out. I often work on 3 pages, not only on one, so I always can lay one aside and let that dry and then come back to another journal, and often I'm using the same colors. This time I decided I will dry them with my heat tool so I can keep on working. For my next layer, I'm grabbing a watercolor pencil. Here I'm using a Derwent ink tint. Not sure which color this is. I think it might be a black tone. It's not that important. I would pick a darker color so it will show through the next layers I will be adding. I now come in with that pink, I believe it's primary magenta, Indian yellow, and cerulean blue. But as I said, you will find the right colors in the video description. I try to mix the way I apply paint. In my first layer I used a silicone brush, and here I am just using my fingers. I've added a little bit of water to make the paint more fluid. By the way, this design is also available in my RedBubble Shop. If you don't know what RedBubble is, it's a print-on-demand platform with a marketplace, and it supports independent artists. And I have already about 50 designs in my shop, and I'm really happy. I ordered tote bags already, stickers, and zipper bags. I'm actually waiting for some postcards, and I'm really curious how they will turn out. And I'm happy with the tote bags and the zipper bags, and also the stickers are pretty neat. You will find a link to my store in the video description. What I love about these abstract pages is that there is no need to draw something specific. You just can play with your material, and that's something I think everybody can do. You don't need any special drawing skills, and that I feel it's not intimidating because you know you can just throw onto paint and scribble some lines and it will turn out pretty, and that's what I love about those pages. It makes it easy for me to create art, even if I maybe have not enough time, or sometimes I'm not in that big creative mood, and so it makes it easy. Here I'm using a baby wipe to remove a little bit of that blue because I felt it was a bit too much. Here I mix that yellowy orange color with the blue, and that gives me this pretty greenish tone. I will now let those layers dry again, and here I'm back with some rubber stamps to create some more interest and texture on the background. I prefer StazOn ink for stamping. Here I have an Archival ink as I don't have that blue as a StazOn, but StazOn dries a bit faster than Archival does, but Archival works as well. You just have to be a little bit careful not to immediately go over your surface with your hands or such, and then it's no problem. A nice tool to make lighter marks over a darker background are pastel pencils. I really like their texture. It's a bit different compared to a paint marker because it's no liquid color, and so you get the texture that is already on your page into the marks, and that makes it a bit more grungy and interesting. I like to use both the paint markers. I usually pick the Posca markers and those pastel pencils. If you're working with pastels, and that's also with the Neocolors, as long as you do not blend them with water, you need some kind of fixative because it will transfer to the other side. I am keeping this journal only one-sided, so I only paint on one page, so I don't mind it. If you would sell your piece or if you frame it, I would recommend to use some kind of fixative, but then you have to be careful which stamping ink you're using, or maybe if you do the stamping after you sprayed it with fixative. I feel I need some lighter areas, so I'm using white acrylic ink and just add it to the page, give it a little bit of water, and then let it drip. That gives some more interesting texture that we don't already have on the page, and this variety makes it interesting. When I feel it's too much or when I have too many sprinkles all around, that big blob, I just use a baby wipe immediately to remove them. I also will create some splatters with the white ink, as I really love splatters over an abstract page. Usually my last step in the process is adding Posca paint pens or adding any kind of focal image. Sometimes I am using a stamped focal point, sometimes I just doodle something with the Posca paint pens, and that's what I'm going to do today. For the paint pens, I am picking colors that I have already on the page, so everything stays cohesive. If you're not sure that your image looks right, I would recommend just making a drawing with a pencil that you can erase later, and then you are on the safe side. If you like these kind of pages, I would recommend that you go to my Instagram page and check out my reels. There I have already some quick process videos on other pages with the same style. I'm almost done with my spread. What I am going to do is I will add more dots with white onto the white areas and a little bit outside of them, so it gives it a nice blended effect. If you have your pages taped with washi tape, you have to be careful when you remove it, and the easiest way to do that is using a heat gun, and then it will come off super easy without ripping your paper. And that's my page for today. I hope you enjoyed this video and I wish you a wonderful weekend. I hope we will see us next time. Bye.